Today's standard for construction of new or replacement railroad track is the concrete tie, and the finest pre-stressed concrete ties are manufactured by CXT Incorporated. A brief look at the many benefits of installing CXT concrete ties shows why they are the preferred choice of railroads and railroad contractors. Compared to wood or steel ties, CXT concrete ties have many advantages.
The major advantage of installing concrete ties is there's zero maintenance on them. It's not like a wood tie to where you have rotting and decay. Concrete ties, once you set the rail and clip it up, you hold the gauge stays for forever.
Concrete ties are more cost effective because there's less maintenance involved. They don't give way. The spikes don't pump up like wood ties do.
CXT concrete ties achieve superior load capacity and stability, allowing ties to be spaced between 24 and 30 inches apart. This results in an average of 650 fewer ties per mile of track, depending on project tie spacing, which means reduced material, installation, and maintenance costs. CXT ties are manufactured with the fastening system integrated into the concrete, creating a preset gauge which does away with time-consuming measurements and adjustments during installation, thus allowing ease of installation for either 5.5 or 6-inch rail sections. A track made with CXT concrete ties has greater vertical and lateral stiffness. In concert with the consistent non-shifting gauge, this drastically reduces maintenance for loose rails and fasteners, and track-related derailments are virtually eliminated. CXT concrete ties do not deteriorate from exposure to weather like wood or steel. Since they are not coated with creosote like wood ties or have sharp edges like steel ties, they are safer for your employees and the environment. And since they are not combustible, the chances of a track fire are greatly reduced. CXT Incorporated is the only North American concrete tie producer that is PCI, ISO 9001, and ARIMA certified. CXT maintains strict standards and uses only quality materials to manufacture their concrete ties. With 3 strategically located facilities in the U.S., CXT has the capacity to fill orders anywhere, anytime. CXT understands that the tie is only one element of the track system. The completed track includes the roadbed, the concrete ties with built-in shoulders, rubber pads, rails jointed or continuous welded, insulators, the spring clip, and the ballast. While sophisticated machines for handling concrete ties and laying track are available, they are not necessary. Even when using methods that require more manual labor, concrete ties are simple and cost-effective to install. Construction of a track using CXT concrete ties begins with the roadbed, which is formed the same as for wood or steel ties and compacted per the specifications of that particular job. Once the roadbed is ready, the concrete ties are set into place. There are several methods for setting and spacing the ties. Most contractors will use either the CXT hydraulic clamp or a spreader bar with chains. With the hydraulic clamp, ties are unloaded, positioned, and spaced 6 at a time by a single operator. Up to 1,200 ties can be placed per day using the hydraulic clamp. Minor adjustments in position and spacing are accomplished by a single person with an aligning bar. Using a spreader bar and a ground crew of 1 or 2, up to 8 ties are quickly attached, moved into position, and placed. After the ties are in position, a rubber pad is placed on the tie where the rail will sit. This pad absorbs impact and provides an electrical insulation between the rail and the concrete. Next, the rail is set on the ties. Installing the rails is simplified when using CXT concrete ties because the gauge is preset. Simply place the rail on the pad in between the 2 pieces of the shoulder, and there is no need to measure to be confident the gauge is spaced correctly. If using jointed rails, the joint bars are then attached. Be sure to stagger the joints. If continuous welded rail is installed, the rail should be de-stressed as soon as possible. With the rails in position, the insulators and spring clips are installed. There are specialized hand and mechanized tools available for installing the clips and insulator, but as you can see, an aligning bar and sledgehammer make quick work of the task. The next step is to flood the track with ballast. This can be done as you would for wood ties, while taking care to ensure that the ties are not center bound. This can occur if you're using a ballast car or driving loaders over the skeleton track. Tamp each layer of ballast to the owner's specifications with either a tamping machine or an approved manual method. Finally, the ballast should be dressed to conform with project drawings or the owner's recommendations. When finished, you will have created the finest track possible. A track that is not only cost-effective, simple, and safe for you to install, but is also highly prized by the railroad because of its superior quality. A track that not only requires less maintenance, but provides a ride so smooth, it actually reduces fuel consumption. Contact CXT Incorporated for additional information about pre-stressed concrete ties and their installation.